wanted to check on my daughter because she hasn't posted online for a good while. And I've tried to visit her a couple times, and she's not up for company. She is having severe hallucinations. Being schizophrenic is not a crime. As long as you know, you can make an informed decision. People with schizophrenia usually know that they have schizophrenia. My daughter is brain damaged to the point where she cannot make decisions for herself. They attempted to murder her either on the way to the hospital or at the hospital. I wouldn't put it past them to actually have injected her with something, because who's going to test for that? She is in the hospital. Now, I lost some teeth because they were cracked during a surgery that I had at Spawn Hospital Southside. And I used to think it was an accident during intubation. But now what I believe is I must have said something. I must have said something like, you are using your access to medication to drug and kidnap people, something like that. And I don't know why that would be offensive unless it rang true somehow. So I drive around my daughter's property just to take a look around and see what's going on. I do it once, twice a week. I like to drive around different apartment complexes because I'm actually dumpster diving. So one of my favorite apartment complexes to drive around late at night, because people will, people break up and they throw each other's shit out all the time. Really good stuff. And, late at night, you will find these treasures when everybody's asleep. So I like to go to the Sandcastle, which is kind of near where my daughter's apartment complex is. And over the years, I have noticed some strange things, such as the people that live around her behaving in a strange manner, like setting a piece of paper on fire, throwing it in somebody's trash. You could potentially start a fire, and I think that was their goal. It could have been something as simple as, fuck this, I don't ever want to see this shit again, I'm going to set it on fire, and there is a trash can right there. I know due to the lack of oxygen, once I throw it in, it will probably extinguish itself. But also, you don't know what the fuck is in there, and it's not your trash can. It was not my daughter's mail. She did not do that. The person that had access to that piece of paper by whichever means is when I was taking that risk. So, I'm kind of worried about her because her hallucinations are so severe. And I don't know why her husband won't let me powers that be, they're not working in the best interest of my daughter. The proof of that is when they stopped seeing her cold turkey, we were moving forward with that complaint. I took her to Los Angeles for her safety and also for a nice trip, because I had such fun, going around doing different things, visiting different places, eating at different places. I wanted to share that with my daughter. And as soon as we got to Los Angeles, the harassment began in Los Angeles. It started in the emergency room with the Pomona Hospital security. It continued at the facility that she was transferred to, where I guess she confided in medical personnel there. She said, my mom's a journalist, and she says this, she says that. I have no idea what they said, but I could hear them saying that I thought the police were harassing me, and they thought it was just hilarious. But they're operating from their frame of reference. That is a mental institution. So the only thing that happened there was that as we were leaving, as I was leaving once, an all black and white SUV was parked across the street, and he yelled something out at me. I don't remember. And it was because I had complained about security up in Pomona Valley. That's what they do. It's the brotherhood. And then there's some outliers, of course, in every profession, in criminal justice, even in that hospital. Even, obviously, at Spawn Hospital Southside, who fractured my teeth, and that was no accident. 2 cracked teeth. That was no accident. So I'm really worried about my daughter. I have some paperwork that needs to be paperworked. You have to begin the process. You have to file the grievance. You have to answer the phone calls. First off, we don't trust anybody at the telephone reporting unit. After, we don't trust. The officers called out to the complex. The young officer, the body camera, who I told about, the hair clip that was moved or whatever, he said that I was crazy. I'm not the one breaking and entering, manipulating items and trafficking items across state lines. And I'm explaining to you, well, actually, I'm attempting to document things that I can tie together and use that will lead to investigations. And I can't get reports. It doesn't mean I can't get somebody to write a report. It means I can't get somebody on board to actually admit that this is happening in this city, in this county. And I'm not trying to stop trafficking across the southern states. This is the involvement of local officers utilizing their city, county, and state resources to retaliate against my family, including trying to murder us. Now, if I have to start with teaching you the alphabet first, that's not my job. We're going to skip over you. So if you're going to follow along with what everybody else says under the direction of Patrick McMenemy and the like, Chief Rocha, whoever is giving these held responsible. You are responsible for your actions. Jonathan Betancourt was paid, coerced, or forced to arrest me. And guess who is responsible? Jonathan